George Canyon is here today with us on Primetime Local News. George, this is an exciting day for you. Release of a new single, Haunting Me. Thanks for joining us, first of all, and tell me all about this.
Well, this is a song that it's funny as an artist, as a writer. I wish I would have wrote this song. I didn't write this one, but it's always about the best song when you do a record. So we recorded this song a few years ago, and we were about to release it, and Keith Urban had it had it on hold. It's a long, convoluted story, but Keith's a much bigger artist than I am. So the song was going to him, and then it didn't. Then it came back to me, and then we were going to put it on the last record, but the label that I was with didn't want to put it on that record, so it actually sat. So it's been kind of sitting in the Canyon vault, if you will, waiting for its time, and we're just so excited we get to finally release it because I love this song. It's a lot of fun.
Now, with this song, George, is this part of a bigger picture? Is there an album coming as well, or was this just a one off for now?
Well, actually, I've been working on an album, well, all through COVID because obviously we can't tour. So getting out there for the fans, we've done live, shows on virtual shows for the fans.
Mhm.
But I've been working on a real eclectic kind of. I don't want to give too much away about this record I'm working on. I'm not sure if "Haunting Me" is going to be on it or not. It might be. I know there's actually three records in the works right now, which is kind of bizarre for me. I've never had that many records going at once, and it's a lot of recording, but a lot of fun to make. So "Haunting Me" will be on one of those three for sure.
Now, you alluded to this a little bit in your answer about the pandemic and performing.
Mhm.
Are you just itching to get back out there and perform in a venue in front of crowds
Oh,
again?
gosh. it's I try to. It's hard to describe to people what our job really is. It's not a job. Well, obviously it's a job that you do and you feed your family with, but it's a piece of you. And every show that I do, I'm sharing an intimate piece of myself, whether it be a song or a story, with what I consider to be my extended family, which is my fan base. And to not be able to visit, as a maritimer born and raised in Nova Scotia, visiting is huge, visiting with family, and not being able to do that with the fans is a, it's been a very mentally challenging thing to get through. To have to sing to a camera and not be able to see anybody, even doing those drive-in shows we did last summer,
Mhm.
it's not the same. You're staring at cars. It just doesn't feel right to me.
Now, you did mention, George, that you are keeping busy. What else do you have on the go and in the works now, or is all of this the writing and releasing songs enough for you right now?
No, that's a loaded question. We are working on, and some people are going to giggle when they hear this. We're working on a children's TV series right now.
Wow.
I can't give too much away, but we've been working with CBC and a great production company called Little Engine, and just putting a whole team together and writing songs. And it's something, I wrote a children's album quite a few years ago that we never released. I wrote it for my kids at the time when they were little, and that's kind of where all this was built from. And then being a dad of three, and just loving getting to play for kids because kids are very honest. They see right through a facade. If you're not being truthful and transparent, they see right through it. So getting to do the kids shows virtually during COVID was a lot of fun, and then it kind of spawned from there. CBC reached out to me, and we've been working diligently on that, and hopefully it'll get greenlit here in the near future.
George, you're also involved in a lot of charity work, which probably you can't do the same way during this pandemic. So, are you still doing what you can virtually, even and in any different way that you can to help out those charities?
Yeah, we've done a lot actually virtually. I lost count of how many songs I've recorded and messages I've recorded, even to frontline workers in different nursing care homes and things like that, just to pick up their spirits. We're doing whatever we can as we can. It is frustrating, Stars Air Ambulance, which is huge in my heart. It has been since they started way back when, and I was involved, trying to help them out, and they're doing all the fundraising virtually, same as the JDRF, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, which I'm a spokesman for and have been for years. To watch these organizations who are manned and I say manned and woman, I don't know if you can say that, I don't know how that works, but they're they're staffed by volunteers a lot of the times with such a passion, and it's heartbreaking because hearing their stories and how they can't fundraise, and they're worried about not being able to continue. And so we're trying to help out in any way we can.
Now, George, if your fans, if you have a message for your fans at this point,
Mhm.
I know that a lot of people are waiting to see you live and every artist that they possibly can. What is the best way for them to keep connected with you? And what do you say to them when, they really say, well, we really want to see you in person and what's your message?
Uh, it's tough, and a lot of people just see us, right? They just see the artist because we're kind of in the forefront. But there's so many moving elements to my career, right from the roadies that are coming in and helping set up shows to the techs, to the bus drivers, to the merchandise, to management, to agencies, to the band members. There's so many moving parts. And here in Alberta alone, our industry has just suffered such devastation that it's really hard to get into without having about 3 hours to talk about. But the fans can help pick all of our industry up too. By and one of the biggest things I've been pushing really hard for is when we do come back, and we will, out of this pandemic, support Canadian talent. No matter if you're a fan of mine or not. I'm not saying support me directly, but I'm saying support Canadian talent. We need to rebuild our industry here in Canada. And I've already heard a few stories of some festivals that didn't book Canadians out of the gate. And that broke my heart a little bit. And I understand business, I'm a businessman, but we have an industry that's been devastated, and we've lost a lot of players and artists already that have taken different jobs. And I don't know if they'll come back to the music business. And right now, we can come together and support each other as a country first. And then, start bringing in other artists from outside of Canada.
Well, George, it's been a pleasure to speak with you today. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And again, the new single, Congratulations, Haunting Me, out today. Where can your fans find that?
Oh gosh, all over the place. All those, you know, Spotify, iTunes, Apple. I don't know. I dreamt up a new streaming service last night. There's so many streaming services now. I'm having dreams about them.
All right, George. Well, congratulations once again. And thank you so much for talking to us.
Thanks for having me.